Ladies and gentlemen, life has a funny way of teaching us lessons, sometimes gently, sometimes like a storm that leaves nothing untouched. And love is one of those lessons that comes wrapped in poetry but can unfold like a novel full of unexpected twists. There's a kind of love that feels like a warm embrace, a guiding light, a shelter in the rain. And then there's a love that carries the weight of too many yesterdays, a love that walks not just with you, but with the shadows of a past you never lived. It's like picking up an old book, pages yellowed, the scent of history thick in the air. The words might be beautiful, but they belong to a time you were never part of. Loving someone who has seen too many seasons can be enchanting at first. The way they speak, the way they hold themselves, the wisdom in their eyes. It's like being drawn into an old song, one that carries the echoes of a life well lived. But here's what no one tells you. When a heart has been filled and emptied too many times, it becomes careful, cautious. It loves, yes, but it loves with restraint, with the memory of loss always whispering in the background. Love should be an adventure, a journey of discovery, but when you love someone whose map has already been drawn, you may find yourself walking in footsteps that aren't your own. You may fight for a place in their story only to realize that their best chapters have already been written. The love they offer might be deep, but is it free? Is it wild? Does it make your soul dance? Or does it ask you to slow down, to match a rhythm that isn't yours? Passion is not just about warmth, it's about fire, the kind of fire that ignites new beginnings, that burns away doubt, that makes every day feel like an unwritten page. But a love burdened by the past flickers instead of blazes. It holds you, but does it lift you? It understands you, but does it challenge you? It stays, but does it truly move? Love should not feel like borrowed time. It should not feel like a whisper when you deserve a symphony. You deserve a love that grows with you, not one that reminds you of how much has already been lived. You deserve to build something new, not simply inherit something old. So, if you ever find yourself drawn to a love that carries too much history, ask yourself, is this a love that will write new stories, or will it keep you reading the past? Because love, real love, should never feel like turning pages in a book that has already ended. Life is not meant to be a repetition of someone else's past. It is meant to be an unfolding masterpiece of your own creation. Love, in its purest form, is a journey forward, not a nostalgic retreat into someone else's memories. When you love a man whose best years have already been lived, you may find yourself trapped in a story that was never yours to begin with. There is a beauty in experience, a certain charm and wisdom, but love should not feel like reading a book that has already been written. You deserve to be the main character, the one who shapes the narrative, not just someone filling the empty spaces of a life that has already had its defining moments. You are not here to fit into an already drawn map. You are here to create uncharted paths, to paint your own sky with colors no one has seen before. Love should not feel like borrowed time, nor should it be measured by what once was. The love you deserve is one that is created in the present, in the now, with a fire that is uniquely yours. When you give your heart to someone who has already danced to the music of his prime, you may find yourself swaying to a rhythm that does not match your own. You may hear stories of passions once lived, dreams once chased, but where do you fit in that picture? Love should not come with the weight of history that is not yours to carry. The world is vast, and your heart is limitless. Do not shrink yourself to fit into someone else's past when you have an entire future waiting to be written. Love should not be about settling into an old song, but about composing a new melody, one that belongs to you, one that sets your soul on fire. You were not born to be a chapter in someone else's book. You were meant to be the author of your own extraordinary love story. Love should be fearless, untamed, and boundless. But when a heart has seen too many seasons, it learns to guard itself. A man who has loved and lost too much may still have love to give, but will it be the kind of love that sets you free? Or will it be a love shaped by caution, measured by past mistakes, and overshadowed by the fear of losing again? Love should not come with restraints, with walls built too high to climb. When someone has already given their heart away too many times, they learn to hold back. They may cherish you, adore you, but deep down they love with hesitation. Every moment with them is weighed against memories of what once was. Every step forward is taken with the awareness of what has been left behind. And in the process, you may find yourself loving someone who is too careful, too guarded, too afraid to dive in the way love is meant to be. You deserve a love that is unafraid, a love that does not second guess itself, does not tiptoe around emotions, does not hold back just because life has taught it hard lessons. Love should not feel like a calculated decision. It should feel like an unstoppable force, a surrender to the magic of the present. But when you give your heart to a man who has lived too much, you may find that he loves with his mind more than his heart. He may give you pieces of himself, but will he give you everything? Will he let go of the past and love you without conditions, without hesitation, without the weight of all that came before you? Love is meant to be wild, reckless in its beauty, unapologetic in its depth. It should not be something you have to constantly prove or earn. But when a heart has been broken too many times, it forgets how to trust fully, how to leap without fear, how to love without limits. And you, with your boundless spirit, with your fire, with your dreams that have yet to unfold, you deserve a love that meets you with the same intensity. You deserve a love that is whole, not one that is careful. You deserve a love that does not hold back just because it knows what it means to lose. Love is meant to be a fire that burns through the ordinary, a force that makes life feel like an endless discovery. It should be about new beginnings, about creating something that has never existed before, about stepping into a future that is untouched, unwritten, and waiting to be explored. But when you love a man whose life has already been lived, whose passions have already been chased, whose dreams have either been fulfilled or abandoned, you may find yourself trapped in a love that is more about nostalgia than possibility. There is something intoxicating about wisdom, about a love that speaks with experience, about someone who has seen the world and carries stories in his eyes. But love is not meant to be a collection of past glories. It is meant to be a force that creates new ones. If the love you step into feels like a museum, filled with relics of past adventures, echoes of old passions, and memories of a time when his heart beat faster, then where do you fit? Do you become another artifact in his story, or do you get to write your own? You deserve love that is electric, love that feels like an open road, love that makes your soul dance with the excitement of what's to come. You deserve a partner who dreams with you, not one who reminisces about a life that was lived before you arrived. Love should not feel like a song that has already been played. It should feel like the first note of a brand new melody. It should make your heart race, your mind wander, your spirit believe that anything is possible. Passion is not about how much someone has loved before. It is about how much they are willing to love now. A man who has already felt everything may not chase after love the way it deserves to be chased. He may not fight for it. He may not hunger for it because he has already lived that fire and now he only seeks warmth. But you, with your untamed heart, with your thirst for the extraordinary, were not made for warmth alone. You were made for fire. And love, real love, should never make you feel like you arrived too late. Love should be the wind beneath your wings, not the weight that keeps you grounded. It should push you to dream bigger, live louder, and step into the best version of yourself. But when you love a man who has already lived his most daring years, you may find that instead of soaring, you are constantly being asked to slow down. Instead of chasing the unknown, you are expected to fit into a life that has already been shaped, already been settled, already been decided. Love should expand you, not shrink you. It should make you feel limitless, like the world is yours to conquer, not like you are walking within the line someone else has drawn. But when a man has already carved his path, already built his world, already lived his highs and lows, he may not be looking for adventure anymore. He may be looking for comfort, for familiarity, for something steady. And while stability is beautiful, it should not come at the cost of your own fire. You deserve a love that meets you where you are, a love that runs with you instead of slowing you down, a love that does not ask you to dim your light just because it shines too bright against a past that has already faded. The love you give should not be spent trying to breathe life into something that is resting. You were not made to fit into a life that has already been lived. You were made to build one that is just beginning. The right love will push you to become more, to reach for more, to embrace the unknown with fearless excitement. But if you find yourself constantly trying to match a rhythm that does not feel like your own, if you feel like your dreams are being compromised, if you feel like your fire is being tamed instead of fed, then you must ask yourself, is this love truly lifting me or is it holding me back? Because real love doesn't ask you to slow down. It runs beside you, fearless, wild, and free. Love is not meant to be a pause. It is meant to be a force that keeps you moving, evolving, and discovering the endless possibilities of life. When you love a man whose story has already been written, you may find yourself stuck in chapters that do not belong to you. You may become a part of his history instead of creating a future that is entirely yours. Love should be a beginning, not an ending. It should be the spark that ignites new dreams, not the echo of dreams that have already faded. There is something comforting about a love that has seen it all, something reassuring about a heart that has been tested by time. But love is not meant to be just safe. It is meant to be alive, untamed, and full of possibility. When you love a man who has already lived his greatest adventures, his love may come with a quiet steadiness, but will it come with the hunger for something new? Will he be ready to build something fresh, or will he only offer you the remains of what once was? You deserve a love that is unafraid of the unknown, a love that looks forward, not backward, a love that does not compare you to past lovers, past experiences, past emotions. When someone carries too much of yesterday, they may not be able to fully step into tomorrow with you. And you, with your untamed spirit, with your boundless energy, with your heart that still beats for the extraordinary, deserve a love that moves with you, for you, because of you. Love should not be about fitting into someone else's past. It should be about building a future that is wild, limitless, and entirely yours. If you ever feel like you are living in the shadows of someone else's memories, if you feel like your love is being weighed down by the heaviness of yesterday, then you must ask yourself, is this love allowing me to grow? Or is it asking me to stand still? Because real love does not hold you in place. It propels you into the life you were meant to live. Love is not meant to be a reflection of someone else's past. It is meant to be a journey of your own becoming. It should be the kind of force that moves you, inspires you, and brings out the best in you. It should never feel like a compromise, like an echo of what once was, like a story where you are merely a supporting character. Love should be alive, present, and deeply intertwined with your own dreams, not the remnants of someone else's history. When you choose love, choose it for the right reasons. Choose it because it makes you feel seen, because it challenges you to grow, because it fills your life with new colors rather than asking you to blend into old ones. Do not settle for a love that is careful, cautious, or hesitant. Do not shrink yourself to fit into someone else's comfort zone. Your love should be fearless, limitless, and unapologetic. It should be about passion that still has room to bloom, not love that has already peaked and now simply wishes to rest. You were not made to walk in someone else's footsteps. You were made to carve your own path, to experience love in its wildest, most untamed form. The world is too big, your heart is too vast, and your spirit is too free to be confined by a love that does not match your energy. Do not let a love that looks backward keep you from the love that is waiting ahead. The kind of love you deserve is one that runs beside you, that dreams with you, that does not just cherish the past, but embraces the unknown future with open arms. Love should not be a lesson in settling, it should be an experience in soaring. And if the love you find does not set your soul on fire, if it does not make you feel like the best is yet to come, then walk away. Because real love does not ask you to live in yesterday. It builds with you toward a tomorrow that is worth every heart.